Alrighty, folks, I'm back. Give me a second to get primed here. I just got to grab that book. Should be fine. Okay, I'm back. All right, should be good. We find ourselves in Principle 36. Learn more to earn more. If I'm through learning, I'm through. John Wooden, legendary UCLA basketball coach who won 10 NCAA championships. People who have more information have a tremendous advantage over people who don't. And though you may think it takes years to acquire the knowledge you would need to become super successful, the truth is that simple behaviors such as reading for an hour a day, turning television time into learning time, and attending classes and training programs can make it surprisingly easy to increase your knowledge, substantially increase your level of success. Decrease your television time. The sad reality is the average American watches television 6 hours a day. For one of those average folk, by the time you're 60 years old, you'll have wasted 15 years of your life watching television. That's 1/4 of your life. You really want to spend 1/4 of your life watching other people, the ones on television who are working, get rich, living out their dreams while you're vegging out on the couch? My very first meeting with my mentor, W. Clement Stone, he asked me to eliminate 1 hour of television a day. He went on to explain that cutting out just 1 hour of television a day creates an extra 365 hours per year to accomplish whatever it is that is important to you. That's over 9 additional 40-hour work weeks, 2 months of additional time. I asked him what he wanted to do with that extra hour. Anything productive, he said. You learn a new language, get super fit, spend quality time with your wife or children, learn to play a musical instrument, make more sales calls, or go back to school and get a degree. But what I most recommend is that you read for an hour a day. Read inspirational autobiographies of successful people. Read books on psychology, sales, finance, and health. Study the principles of successful living. And that is what I did. In my life, I've read more than 3,000 books. That has made a huge difference. I assume he means difference in my success, even though it says different here on the page. Leaders are readers. Typo. Self-made millionaire Dr. John Demartini made a list of all the Nobel Prize winners, then made a list of all the greats in those same fields, whether it was poetry, science, religion, or philosophy. He then proceeded to read their works and their biographies. Not surprisingly, John is also one of the brightest, wisest, and most financially successful people I've ever met. Reading pays off. You can't put your hand in a pot of glue without some of that glue sticking, says John. So too, you can't put your mind and heart into some of the works of these out of some of these masters, without some of it sticking. If you read about immortals, you increase the possibility of leaving an immortal effect. The result has been enormous for me. The late Jim Rohn, one of America's foremost motivational philosophers, suggested using that one extra hour a day to read. He taught me that if you were to read one book a week, in 10 years you'd have read 520 books. And in 20 years, more than 1,000 books. Enough to easily put you in the top 1% of experts in your field. Add to those Read books from masters in related areas, and you'd have an edge that others simply don't have. Learn to read faster, read more. If you read more slowly than you'd like, consider taking a course to increase not only your reading speed, but also how fast you absorb the information. The best resource I've found is the photo reading course developed by Paul Scheele. It's available as a weekend workshop in many cities around the world or as a self-study course from Learning Strategies Corporation. You can learn more about the course at thesuccessprinciples.com/resources. A weekly system for getting smart. Take a look at the extensive reading list I've included on the companion website for this book, www.thesuccessprinciples.com/resources. Reading books like these will help you achieve mastery in those areas of life that are most central to your happiness and fulfillment. It contains some of the best time-tested wisdom, information, methodologies, systems, techniques, and secrets of success that have ever been recorded. If you make a commitment to read one book a week, review what you've read, and apply at least one thing you learn from each book, you'll be miles ahead of everyone else in creating an extraordinary life. All of the books on this list are ones that have helped me attain the high level of success I have achieved. Many of them are timeless classics and should make up the core of your personal success library. Others contain the most recent breakthroughs in psychology, neuroscience, quantum physics, nutrition, and health. If you can't yet afford to purchase your own books, borrow them from your friends or from your local library. Hello. Study the lives of great people. In addition to the list on the website, some of the best books out there are biographies and autobiographies of great people. By reading them, you will learn how to become great yourself. Former New York Mayor Rudolph Giuliani writes, "Political biographies have long been on my reading list." John F. Kennedy's Profiles in Courage made a huge impression on me as a teenager. I consumed biographies on Lincoln and Washington with the same enthusiasm I had for those on Ruth, Gehrig, and DiMaggio. From Leadership by Rudolph W. Giuliani with Ken Kurson. When I heard Rudy Giuliani speak recently in Santa Barbara, he told us that it was what he had read years ago in biographies of Winston Churchill. Insights about how Churchill led England through the bombings of World War II that helped him lead New York after the terror attacks on September 11th, 2001. If you're going to watch television, I also suggest you watch biography on A&E television networks. I'm always inspired by the lives of people the program chronicles. 10 success rallies, conferences, and retreats. I remember the first time I attended a success rally. Thousands of people were on hand to learn from many of the greatest speakers, trainers, and motivators of our day. You too can access these powerful learning experiences by attending rallies, conferences, and retreats. Additionally, benefiting from the excitement and inspiration of your fellow attendees and the networking that goes on at these events. Keep an eye out for ads in your local paper. Another great resource that has developed in the last 5 to 10 years is an abundance of telesummits and video summits available on the internet. A telesummit usually consists of 8 to 24 experts speaking for an hour apiece over 1 or more days. Type the word telesummit in your web browser and you will find them on lots of topics. Be teachable. In a humble state, you learn better. Can't find anything else very exciting about humility, but at least there's that. That was John Dooner, Chairman and CEO of Interpublic, the world's largest advertising conglomerate. When I was writing this book, I sat next to Skip Barber on a flight to Las Vegas. Skip trains people to drive high-performance cars under actual racing conditions. When I asked him what distinguishes his best students, he replied, "Ones who get it are teachable. They're open to learning. Ones who don't make it think they know everything already. You can't teach them anything." To learn and grow in life, you need to be teachable too. You need to let go of already knowing it all, needing to be right and looking good, and open up yourself to being a learner. Listen to those who have earned the right to speak, who've already done what you want to do. It is better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than have an opportunity and not be prepared. That was Whitney M. Young Jr., American civil rights leader, recipient of the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Be prepared when opportunity knocks. In his book, Live Your Dreams, Les Brown tells the story of how he dreamed of becoming a popular Miami disc jockey. When I set out, he says, I had no idea how I would do it, but I knew life would present the opportunities if I was prepared and in a position to take advantage of them. Les shadowed his high school drama teacher, learning as much as he could about linguistics. Together, they worked on Les's speaking voice. Soon, Les began developing his own on-air style of patter, pretending at school that he was performing on the radio. He sought out mentors who could prepare him for the opportunity of being on the air. For high school, though Les earned his wage as a city sanitation worker, his persistence landed him a job as a late-night gopher at a prominent Miami radio station. Les immediately took advantage of the opportunity to learn even more. He absorbed all he could, hanging around the disc jockeys and engineers and practicing what he learned in a makeshift cardboard studio he created in his bedroom. His microphone was a hairbrush. Finally, one night, DJ couldn't finish his show unless had his chance to get on the air. When the chance came, not only was Les prepared to be on the radio, but he was also prepared to be great on the radio. Style, pattern, dialogue, and broadcasting skills he had worked so hard to develop paid off instantly. Les was an immediate hit. He was later promoted to fill-in DJ. He finally became a full-time disc jockey with his own radio show. What do you need to do to get ready? If you're an industry expert and believe your consulting business would skyrocket after presenting a workshop at the national convention, why not get prepared now by writing your speaker's kit, joining Toastmasters, outlining and practicing your speech, and getting ready to be on the platform? You want a promotion at work? Why not ask your boss what it takes to become promotable? Perhaps you need to go back to school and get your MBA. Maybe you need 1 year of accounting experience. Or perhaps you need to learn the latest software programs. Do that, and when the next promotion comes around, you can say, I'm ready. You need to learn a new foreign language? Did you develop advanced skills or resources or new contacts? You need to get your body into better physical shape. Did you expand your business skills, sales skills, or negotiating skills? Are you learning new skills on the computer, such as using PowerPoint, Keynote, graphic design suites, Photoshop, or Excel? You need to learn golf so that you can make business deals on the golf course. Would it improve your home life and marriage by taking dancing classes with your spouse? Are you learning to sail or play tennis? You need to learn to play a musical instrument, take acting classes, or learn how to write better to get to where you want to go. Whatever you need to do to get ready, start now by making a list of the top 10 things you could be doing to be ready when opportunity finds you. Take classes on your own time. Read books. Get new skills. Go to your industry's trade show. Dress the part. Look like a player before you're there. As Les Brown's story teaches us, all it takes is passion, persistence, and the belief that someday the opportunity will come. Start getting ready now. Attend human potential trainings. Nothing changes until you do. Force unknown. If you suddenly discovered you were driving with the emergency brake on, would you push harder on the gas? No. Simply release the brake and instantly go faster, without any additional expenditure of energy. Most of us are going through life with the emergency brake on. It takes time to release the limiting beliefs, emotional blocks, and self-destructive behaviors that are holding you back. In addition to the techniques we've already covered in principles 10, release the brakes, 32, transform your inner critic into an inner coach, and 33, transcend your limiting beliefs, two most powerful methods for releasing the brake: personal development training and individual therapy. If I were to attribute my success to any one thing, it would be hundreds of personal development seminars I've attended over the past 50 years. All of us, including me, need outside influences to help us break through our habitual patterns and assist us in creating new ways of thinking and behaving. Invest in your team's education. Recently saw this brilliant gem on the internet. CFO, Chief Financial Officer of a company, asked the CEO, "What happens if we invest in developing our people and then they leave us?" CEO responds, "What happens if we don't and they stay?" To stay competitive in today's world, you must focus not only on your own learning and development, but also on your team's development. Whether you are the CEO of a large corporation, the owner of a mid-sized company, regional sales manager, a small entrepreneur, a school principal, or the leader of a network marketing downline, you have to make sure that everyone in your organization is constantly learning and growing, or you and your organization will ultimately be left behind. We missed a small graphic on the previous page. It says, how are we supposed to get there? And there are chickens on one side of the road, and on the other side it says road crossing seminar. In Japan, the average worker receives many more days of training a year than workers in America. This may be one of the reasons they have such a huge share of the American car, camera, and consumer electronics markets, including such popular brands as Toyota, Nissan, Mazda, Subaru, Lexus, Acura, Infiniti, Nikon, Fujifilm, Sony, Sonic. Invest in a lending library of books, CDs, and DVDs. Send people to trainings. Hire trainers to do in-house trainings. Include both personal and professional development trainings. Do resources that have transformed both individuals and work groups, in many cases entire companies, my Breakthrough to Success week-long training and my Train the Trainer program. At the live training program Breakthrough to Success, thousands of people around the world have achieved their loftiest goals, from becoming best-selling authors to launching new businesses, doubling their incomes, tripling their time off, funding new charities, becoming the top salespeople, and so much more. Over several days, I help you get clear about what you want, help you overcome the obstacles that have been holding you back, and guide you as you write a step-by-step plan to take your life to the next level. Visit www.canfieldtrainings.com for information. My live Train the Trainer professional program for trainers, coaches, counselors, educators, and others develops you as a human potential trainer who can bring the success principles, exercises, and transformational techniques to your office, classroom, therapy practice, or workshop audiences. Actually equip you with a skill set, content, exercises, workshop design, training tools, and mindset necessary to get results with any group or individual. Attend live sessions or study in the convenience of your home or office. Visit www.canfieldtrainthetrainer.com. Finally, see the suggested reading and additional resources for success page on our website at www.thesuccessprinciples.com/resources. I've listed organizations and trainings that I personally found most powerful, most impactful to my life and to the lives of my family, staff, clients, and students. Visit the websites of these organizations, call and talk to these companies, attend their guest events, and then make a decision to attend a few that feel right for you and your team. Commit to lifelong learning. Realize that the amount of knowledge and information available in the world is growing at a mind-numbing pace. In fact, it's been said that all human knowledge has doubled in the last 10 years. Don't expect this trend to slow down. More alarming, this information that allows you to be successful, be on the cutting edge of your career and profession, is evolving at the same pace. That's why you must commit to lifelong self-improvement and learning, improving your mind, increasing your skills, and boosting your ability to assimilate and apply what you learn. I think that was probably one of the best chapters Jack's written yet about constant and continual learning to set yourself up for success. That was Principle 36, by the way. Learn more to earn more. Yes, I'll be doing that pretty much at the start of next week. Putting that very much into play and practice as I pursue my principal license. And then next chapter, Principle 37, which I will plan on covering tomorrow, will be Principle 37. Stay motivated with the masters. Okay. That should do it for today's edition of the Success Principles. Please remember to support the show. If you should be watching this on TikTok, please ensure you follow, like, comment, share, subscribe, donations, Memo Stormer Show. Thank you for any and all support that this show should receive. If you're watching on YouTube, please remember to subscribe. And thanks again, any and all this show should receive. I truly do appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Sleep tight. Have a good night. I'll be back right after this with more Detroit Become Human, so please stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching. Sleep tight. Have a wonderful rest of your day.